It's another Dave Day on SSPTV News with Dave Seaman, Standard Speaker Sports Editor. And we have John Arapoli in here today. And Dave, I had to bring John in kind of as a third party, but everyone knows we're Penn State fans. When Saquon Barkley was left out, not being picked as a Heisman finalist, I was okay with it last night. I kind of went through and thought, all right, toward the end of the season, maybe that flash wasn't there. But today, as I was doing research for the segment and I saw all the stats I'm going to put up on your screen, I saw red as a Penn State fan. I said, I don't know if I could be totally unbiased about this. And Dave, listen, I've watched every single down of Saquon Barkley play this season. I've seen him block. I've seen, him with the kickoff returns for a touchdown. The plays he's made all around, I think definitely deserve to be there. I mean, all around, one of the best college football players in my mind. In fairness, I only saw one game from Bryce Love, but still, I just think the numbers, I think Saquon should be there. You agree?
I do agree that he is one of the best players in the country. Does he deserve to be there? I mean, there are other great players too, and it basically comes down to a numbers award. I mean, the people that put up the biggest numbers usually are going to be the people that win the Heisman Trophy. Intangibles are going to work well for Saquon and his teammates, and it's going to work well for him at the next level if he decides to go pro. But right now, I mean, he just didn't have the numbers. And you're only picking 3 finalists too. You're not picking 5 finalists or 10 finalists at one time. You had that many people going to New York for the award ceremony. So when you only get 3 people to pick, and you're picking against some of these guys with outstanding numbers, Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. Again, he could easily be a 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, and he was basically the whole offense for Louisville too. And like I said, Baker Mayfield. I saw Love, the Stanford running back too. He had an outstanding year too, but he was hobbled a little bit at the end of the season too. You could debate all you want whether Saquon's a better player or he had a better season, and it comes down to a popularity contest. And the games where Penn State was the most visible this year, Michigan State and Ohio State. Saquon had a big kickoff return against Ohio State, had a long touchdown run, about a 36-yard touchdown run, but really didn't do that much in that game. And the Michigan State game, he had a chance to help his cause as well, and he really didn't from an individual standpoint and from a team standpoint.
All right, I disagree. Now, Dave, you said, so you think they got it right? Those 3 people are the people who should be there?
Yeah, I think that they got it right. As far as, is Saquon one of the best players in the country? No doubt about it. But again, you're only picking 3 people.
All right, I want to go to that numbers game Dave was talking about, though, because, John, you gotta calm me down a bit here. Saquon has more total yards than Bryce Love, more total touchdowns than Bryce Love, more receiving yards than Bryce Love, more return yards than Bryce Love. And again, I look at that game, Dave, I think at Ohio State, and when you talk about the visibility, the Iowa game, he took over that entire game. Now, here's my problem with it. I feel that was early in the season. The Heisman voters maybe forget about those early games a bit, or should it be, toward the end of the season what the players are doing? I think consistently, Saquon, one of the 3 best. Okay, I'm calm. John, your perspective. Dave says they got it right. Did they get it right?
Honestly, it's a coin flip. I really feel that Bryce Love and Saquon Barkley are right in the mix. I mean, it sucks that one person has to get taken out of that. And I wish they'd go back to the whole 5 system. When they had the 5 finalists, then this problem, at least someone gets in. Then it's going to come, because if you're going to look at the votes in a 5-person system, I think between Love and Barkley, the number's going to be so close to who's in that 3rd spot. They're definitely not going to win. I think Baker Mayfield's going to win. I think everyone, knows that. Yeah. But I don't know, it's close. And whenever you're in an argument like this, what I always say is, well, draw the line. Let's draw the line. And I like what you said. They look at the end of the year, okay? And I think the whole thing with this end of the year, right, we draw this line. We're going to draw the line at, they look at a whole season. And at the end of the year, there were some games where Barkley might not have put up as much numbers as Love did. And if you look at Love's season as a whole, Love, he averaged 162 yards a game on the ground. Now, and we were saying it's not a running back award, it's a whole season award. But if you're going to draw that line of, we're going to look at the whole entire season, I don't know, Love might have just edged them out. It's really close, though. It's one of those, like I said, it's a coin flip. They probably should have 5 finalists. I think the system works out better.
So John's going with that. We have to look and see how many average yards per game Saquon Barkley averages. I bet you it's right around that. I think it's 150 a game. Now, I know that was some big ones. Dave, anything else to jump in?
How about the kid from San Diego State? His name escapes me right now. He rushed for more than 2,000 yards this year, too. Why isn't he a finalist, too? because he plays for San Diego State, he's on the West Coast, and we really don't get to see him here on the East Coast. But he had a phenomenal year too. San Diego State does play some, top teams at the beginning of the season. They played Penn State a few years back. So, I just think it's a crapshoot every year. And like I said, with 3 people getting in to be a finalist, and we're debating whether he should be a finalist or not. We're not debating whether he should win the Heisman Trophy. Again, there's no doubt Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, had the best year of any player. Otherwise, integrity or otherwise, we're not going to talk about that unless you want to talk about that as well.
So, John, you're basically what I get from you is, as a neutral third party, Notre Dame fan, but also here's we're trying to be unbiased, saying you think the rest of the nation, it's a coin flip, it's okay that Saquon Barkley doesn't get in, Bryce Love does. And, John, thank you for coming in. I appreciate your perspective, but I thought we'd need you more. Dave and you were kind of on the same page with the Heisman Trophy thing there. Stop everything. Stop what you're doing. I forgot Saquon Barkley also threw for a touchdown this season, so that's 22 total touchdowns for him this year. And now I rest my case. Fun discussion with John and Dave. We also talked about the college football playoff and local sports, and you can see more sports commentary tomorrow in part 2 of that discussion.